So I'm Rafael. I'm from Davao. As what Neo said, that we are doing this because we wanted to help you, since when we are starting wala talaga. Then we just come up with this idea to help other people, because they said that it's okay to be successful, it's fine, but if you are living a life of significance, you are living a fulfilled life. Miss Coco, are you ready na po?
Ay, naka-off pala. So again, my name is Dasein. I also go by the name Coco.
Ako may tanong ako. What do you think yung nakita ng employer, bakit kanila na-consider over other applicants?
I think yung pang Miss Universe na answer ko. Just kidding. I think it was because prior to the interview, 'di ba, you would do research about your client. So that's what I did. I researched the client. So my website sila. For me, it worked for all the jobs that I've applied for so far. Siguro sa out of mga jobs na I applied for, I think I only have like 1% rejection. Siguro 1 or 2% rejection. So I'm really proud of that. Ewan ko lang, siguro mabait lang siguro ako pag nai-interview. But
Sana all.
really, I think it was because I did my research first. So I would research about this client. So I would ask, like, diba, for example, if you're with a VA agency, sasabihin nila, oh, sige, hire ka namin, hanapan ka namin ng client. And then when they tell you na, okay, this is the client. So you ask about the client. What is the client like? What's the name of the business? And then you research the business. And then one thing that I do is I check the about page and the values that they hold dear. So you've checked the values nila. So and then I bank on those values. Say if they value integrity. So during the interview, I put a lot of emphasis on integrity, that I am a person of integrity, that you can really, you have to, because you have to sell yourself when you're doing the interviews, right? You have to, that's what you do when you do interviews. When you apply for a job, you sell yourself, but not to the point that you're being a braggart about it, or parang ay hindi na siya believable. So parang may ano pa din doon, parang may human touch pa din doon. So you um look for what they value, and then you focus on that. And then yung sincerity ng voice mo. I think na I'm good with that. 'Di ba? Parang naniwala nga kayo sa mga pinagsasabi ko, 'di ba? So you have to sound sincere. So yun dapat. There has to be, when you talk, there has to be heart. There have to, like, make it seem na you believe what you're saying. So yun. Eye contact. So when you do physical interview, 'di ba? You do physical interview, 'di ba, dapat mga dapat may training dito eh. I remember when you do physical interviews, eye to eye contact. So you have to um so that you can establish yung confidence mo. And then you show them that you're sincere about what you're saying. Ako before, I struggle with eye to eye contact kasi I'm a shy person. Shy daw. So before, I'm really and honestly pa, I think college, early years, yun, medyo shy. I'm not really that, I don't easily open up to people. So yun. So what I do is, so I know that about myself. So you have to be aware what your challenges are, what your weaknesses are, and then you work on that. Ako, before, I have this tendency to be always late. So I make a note, I tend to be disorganized. So dapat, yung mga weaknesses mo ngayon, have to be honest with yourself. What are my weaknesses? And then you find a way to work on that. I get disorganized, so I list the things that I need to do. So yun dapat. So when you apply for a job, going back, see, when you apply for a job, you asan na ba ako? So when you apply for a job, you learn about the values, and then when you present yourself, say yung weakness ko is yun, seeming being confident or maintaining eye contact. So when I do that, I focus on the forehead instead of, kasi I can't do eye to eye contact, parang nahihiya ako, especially like when I talk to my teachers or sa mga crush ko. So I can't do eye to eye contact. So I look at their forehead. Right? It seems like I'm like looking at their eyes. Oh, so it's good kung yung yung VA interview nyo is parang voice lang. So if it's voice lang, then you have to modulate your voice. So ganun. You guys know how to do voice modulation? Yung parang ginagawa ni Ralph. You can do either dapat hindi masyadong high pitch, hindi din masyadong, tsaka yung pitch, tsaka yung pacing nyo, dapat hindi masyadong mabilis. So you would sound confident para magandang pakinggan ni client. Kasi even if you are saying the right things, but you're not saying it right, then the tendency is the client doesn't want to listen to you. So you're saying all of these things na maganda, tapos ang bilis-bilis. Diba? So, wala. So you have to, there's a lot of dynamics when it comes to that. The way that you would present yourself, what you're saying. But number one is research about your client, and then know what your weaknesses are. So then when they ask you about it, you have a way to tell them, are you organized? I have a tendency to be disorganized, but what I did was, in order to overcome that, so yun yung mga ganun. So you have to, parang from the very beginning pa lang, dapat alam mo na yung sarili mo, so that when they interview you, they get this parang well-presented package of you. So it's always good to prepare, research, and prepare for the interview. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-prepare, diba, in everything that you do, in everything in life, you don't prepare, if you don't plan for it, it's going to be disaster. So I think that's why I have a good high success rate when it comes to interviews, because I prepare for it. I research about it, I read about the client, and then I ask, like if I'm working with an agency, if I got the client from an agency, I ask the agency about the client, so that when we do the interview, I can present myself well.